kind of book. Welcome to another episode of The Supper Club. The Supper Club brought to you by Kuna Food Service, a family-owned tradition since 1918. The Pasta House Company Restaurants. Lordo's Diamonds, your family jeweler for life. Barquette Realty, nationwide real estate investor. Schicker Auto Group. Mention Supper Club for special sales and service discounts at shopschicker.com. And Fresta Limoncello. Keep sipping, my friends. From the author of The Goat Sleeps in the Kitchen, it's A Love Affair in Tuscany by Joe Rena, available at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. All proceeds benefit families fighting autism. Hello, everybody. My name is Joe Fresta. Welcome to the Supper Club, brought to you by Kuna Food Service. We're going to go back in time this time. We've done 3 installments now about growing up Italian on the Hill. And with me today is Mr. Nick Riggio. Senior. Yeah. Of everybody probably remembers the Riggio building on the Hill. Beautiful building that was built back in 1925.
24.
24? Okay.
Yeah, built in 1924.
Maybe it was open in 25, maybe.
No, it was open in about, I would say, 1906 or 1908. My uncle Ignacio came over. Frank, my other uncle, was the first one that came over. He came over here in Illinois, became a coal miner. After 2 years, he decided that coal mining was not for him.
Yeah.
So he contacted my Uncle Ignacio, that was, being the oldest brother, he was sent by his father, my grandfather, to come to the United States and bring Frank back.
Okay.
But he couldn't find Frank, but Frank knew where he was.
Okay.
So finally, after 2 years, they then got together and met in St. Louis.
Oh,
now,
wow.
It's amazing how these people, at such an early age of 15, 16, 17, started businesses.
Yeah.
That's something I could never do, or anybody could hardly do.
And some of the women, too, would come over at even age 13, 14.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. And you're right. A lot of Italians, Sicilians, would go to Illinois first. They'd wind up in Illinois working in coal mines, and then would migrate over to the Hill because there was a little bit better Italian community going on over here.
Well, the Hill, most of the people on the Hill that came over were from northern Italy.
Sure, in the beginning.
And then the Sicilian people start coming. But most of the people from Sicily are southern Italy, like Naples and southern Rome. They settled in North St. Louis.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, they settled in North St. Louis.
Downtown, the downtown Italians.
That's right.
Or Sicilians, I should say.
They had great grocery stores. They had great restaurants like Tony's restaurant, which was a 5-star restaurant. And here, look at Dominic's. That was Sicilian.
Sure.
Dominic is Sicilian.
That's right.
And he's got a great 5-star.
Tremendous restaurant. I was just there the other night with Dominic. Yeah.
I couldn't afford it.
Yeah, just a great family. Still working there today.
And
his daughter there.
And the daughter's
Gina,
a great singer.
and she's a tremendous opera singer. Yep.
Yeah.
Travels all over the world. But
that's right.
You're right. And then so you got when your father and uncle came here, being Sicilian, and then the Hill predominantly being Italian, how did they mesh? How did they get along? Because we know in the beginning they didn't get along so well.
They, for some reason, my uncle that came over originally, and his brother, and then later on my father, some reason the northern Italians trusted them.
Mm-hmm.
They really did trust him. There was no chartered bank.
Mm-hmm.
In 1928, I believe, is when Southwest Bank came in
Okay.
as
Right.
as a chartered bank. There was no chartered bank. My dad built that building that's existing there now. They built that in 1924.
Sure. And, Mr. Catanzaro was the architect,
He was
correct?
Canzero, who lived on Kinks Highway,
I'll be darned.
was the architect.
Yep.
And they built that building to make it a chartered bank.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, my dad died at when he was 52 years old,
Wow.
and he couldn't go on. When my dad came over, Joseph Riggio, when he came over and went to high school. He learned English, learned to read and write, joined the Army. He was stationed at Fort Riley, Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an artillery base, which was pretty safe in those days.
Yeah.
And he got his citizenship through them.
Wow.
My uncle and my mother, who was a school teacher, did a tremendous amount of translations on English from Italian, because that's what you had to do
Sure.
to become a citizen.
That's right.
And it was, I had to learn when I got out of law school, 1959.
Mm-hmm.
I started practicing law. I had to learn the difference of some of the words that the Northern Italians used that the Sicilians didn't use.
Two different languages,
Well,
right?
I'll tell you a
Really?
simple one. I understand you, okay? When you are Sicilian, you say, io capisco a lei. I understand you. The Lombards say, de capi.
Mm-hmm.
They would cut it short.
Sure.
It was almost a different language.
Sure.
It's a different dialect, of course, because in Italy, the dialects were important.
Sure.
I could never understand in Naples, the dialect in Naples. That was really tough for
Yeah.
me. But it was fun.
Well, there were dialects all up and down Italy
Up and down in Italy,
from
yes.
Sicily on up.
Yes.
But where did your uncle go to high school? Where did he actually go?
My uncle never went to high school.
Or was it your father that went to high
My
school?
father went to high school,
Okay.
and I don't know what high school he went to, but he did go to high school, and that's where he learned English.
Sure.
Then, like I said, he joined the Army, got his citizenship that way.
Mm-hmm.
And he was very successful.
Right.
In those days, they wanted mortgage bankers that would loan people money to buy a house. Well, came the Depression, came in 1930, 31, 32. When that came about,
Mm-hmm.
it was a matter these people could not pay their loans.
No.
So what did my family do? They forgave the loans.
Mm-hmm.
They could have done other things. They could have rented the properties. They could have taken away the properties. That wasn't what these people were
Mm-hmm.
trained to do when they were kids. They were trained
Yeah.
to help
Sure.
people. So they just forgave over $500,000,
Wow.
and that was a lot of money in the 30s.
Now it was a real estate company first.
Yes. It was a real estate company. It was an insurance broker.
Okay.
It was, our American Express number was 37.
Oh wow, you had a low one.
They gave me a little plaque
Uh-huh.
when I retired that number because I didn't need it anymore.
I'll be
And
darned.
they gave me a little plaque of 37.
Number 37.
And it's gone. Nobody can use 37. These people helped each other. That was the difference between the Italian colony on the hill and the one in North and St. Louis, that all these people helped each other when it was a need.
Right. It was a
for it.
community, a real sense of community.
It was right.
A lot of people in the trade. So if there was a carpenter, he'd help the plumber out with his home or something he was doing, and in return the plumber would help him out when he had maybe a little problem at his house, or place of business. They all sort of bartered.
There was no. I can't do it.
Yeah.
There was nothing of that.
Yeah.
I can tell you whenever you ask, is most of the stores that were on the hill and who the successors were. Mm-hmm. I want to preserve that history.
Right.
I don't want to write a book or anything because I'm not a good writer at all.
You got to get a ghostwriter.
Yeah, I need a ghostwriter.
Yeah.
I had this girl, Lynn Marie Alexander.
I know Lynn Marie. I knew her very well.
She died of some.
God bless her. She passed away.
She died of her. Apparently, the dog may have given her this disease. Uh-huh. She died. Her mother also died.
Right around the same time.
Right, within a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's
really and she sad. Had all my paperwork.
She was a wonderful person.
She was. I feel sorry for her family for her death, but I also feel sorry for myself that I didn't get her to write my manuscript.
Well, maybe she still has the paper. Maybe it's still at the community center.
I got the paperwork.
Oh, you do have it?
Yeah, I do have the paperwork. It took me 6 months to realize that it wasn't infected. My doctor told me how to do it.
Oh.
In fact, to disinfect it.
Disinfect it.
But I didn't listen to him because he told me, take all the staples out, take all the hairpins out.
Metal.
And all the metal, stick it in the microwave for 3 minutes, and it's disinfected. I had a hard time believing that, so I didn't do it. But 6 months later, the help of Diana Ursi,
at the
grocery store, with her help, I got my paperwork back. I went through it, and I still have it at home.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
hopefully you'll do something with it.
I hope so. It's not for me. It's to preserve the history of these people who had the barber shop after Lusitano. Ronald Colombo had it. His cousin, he's a grandfather of the Colombo that's on Channel 2.
I'll be darned.
That's
every block, every turn, every corner, there's
stories.
Multiple businesses, and you're right. What was there before it was this and that and the other thing.
Yeah.
It would be really great to preserve that, and so people could have a mental picture of what the hill looked like all through the years.
Well, for example, when my dad finally built the building the way it stands now on 5149 Shaw Avenue, when he built that building there, next door, what was the next door? Little grocery store. Not Viviana, but a little grocery store. Later on, it was Curly's.
Oh.
It was a haberdashery store.
Oh, wow.
And the guy
was
there.
Clothing store.
Huh?
Like a clothing store.
Clothing store.
Yeah.
Curly's. They were part of Richmond Brothers downtown.
I'll be darned.
And Richmond Brothers was a pretty good type of store. In fact,
Were they tailors?
It was Taylor.
Taylor, yeah.
In fact, I used to go down there and I'd pick out a suit, and the guy would take the whole suit apart and fit it for me.
Yeah.
I had a custom suit.
Sure.
But I couldn't afford it. So he just charged me for buying the clothes the way they were.
The actual suit, without the
and
tailoring.
I had tailor-made suits.
He took the labor out.
Well, when you went to court, time when I was practicing law full time, when you went to court, you didn't go in shorts and no socks or anything. You went with your suit and tie.
That's right.
Every day I wear a suit and tie. Every day.
Absolutely.
Every day. Because you had to look good for the people.
Right. It was a matter of respect.
Yes.
For the court.
It was.
And yourself. And your client and your, whoever you were going up against as well in the profession of the legal profession.
Yeah, I'll tell you something amazing is that my Uncle Frank, who I loved that man, really did love him. he used to carry me around on the back of his head, you know. And I used to go every day. I would go over when I was 6, 7 years old. I would lay in bed with him. I'd go up the steps of the shoe store that he was running. That my dad gave him the shoe store.
Oh, wow.
And a hardware store. That's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
He gave him that. I would go lay in bed with him, and he died of TB.
Oh.
His daughter died of TB, Lena, and Anna died of TB.
Wow.
3 people. It was misdiagnosed by a doctor, and they all died of tuberculosis. Now, why didn't I get tuberculosis?
Right.
Why didn't the other sister get tuberculosis? Why didn't his wife get? I have no idea.
Well, for some reason, your biological makeup and you had an immune system. You know, everybody's different in what they can fight off and what they can't.
But
And
it's
so
amazing that
you were fortunate because you spent
slept
a
with
lot
him.
of time with him and was right close to him.
Every day I slept with him.
Took a nap.
Yeah,
Like they do in Italy, you took a little siesta.
Yeah, take a little siesta. And then I had a job.
Sure.
When I was young, you know those awnings
Yeah.
that come down and you have to jack
Oh,
them
yeah.
back up. They paid me 25 cents a week to get the awnings and jack them up on my dad's store, the next store, and then Rouse store. I did Rouse stores also. I don't know how
to open them up every morning.
I opened them up and closed them at night.
Wow.
25 cents a week.
Pretty good deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, 25 cents, you could buy some gasoline for your car.
That was a big deal back then. Yeah.
It was, I'm so glad that I grew up in this area.
Everyone I talk to when I do a segment on growing up Italian on the Hill, that's what everybody says. Everybody should grow up like we did on the Hill. And,
well, you know how
and every generation says the same thing.
You know how people came to the United States is the St. Louis Redevelopment Organization has great articles on the Hill and other things. Mm-hmm. The way they came over was they sought originally the same climate that they came from. That's originally how they did.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of them came through Ellis Island in New York. Mm-hmm. They came through there. Then, if they had enough money, they would go to California, they'd go to New Orleans, they would go Texas, any place that was warm like it was in Sicily.
Sure.
All right. The other people that came over, they came over from New Orleans.
That's what I heard. A lot of them came up.
Right. They came up from New Orleans. From New Orleans, they went to California. Mm-hmm. They sought the climate. That was important. If they didn't have any money to go any further, like to New York, they got to New York, they didn't have no more money. Well, they had to stay in New York and get a job.
They made more money.
You
had to hustle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had to stay there and get a job.
I want you to talk about what were the earliest, just say grocery stores that were on the Hill, dotted throughout the neighborhood, because that was largely what it was made up of.
The ones I knew, there was Consolino.
Sure.
They had a grocery
store. Where Zia's is today.
They had, 3 or 4 families. They had Lou Garavaglia, which was on where they built the highway. When they built Highway 44, they took his place under eminent domain. That was a store. They had a little store next to my dad's office. I don't remember the name. It was right before Curly's haberdashery place. I don't remember that name.
Confectionery, maybe? Or?
Yeah. Then they had, after that, it became Viviano's store.
Yeah.
And then Viviano then moved out and took over Rouse store.
Right.
And the big problem with Rouse store really was that 4 inches from the wooden floor was just dirt. There was no basement.
Oh no.
No nothing.
No.
So when I did represent them, and when they tried to change and do sandwiches, the city made them do some repairs.
Okay.
At that time, but they did successfully.
Well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I want to go back to Consolino's. Do you remember the tunnel?
Oh yeah.
Hearing about the
Well,
tunnel?
you know, everybody, not everybody, but most people had a tunnel to their ash pit.
Right.
And they would burn tires in their ash pit to get rid of the bootlegs. But people don't understand something, that a family, and I know their names, but this family had to go to jail because of bootlegging. Now, what was the reason? Well, they crossed state lines.
Right, sure.
Once they crossed state lines, it was federal. And when it was federal, the lady who had 3 children that was involved with that, she said, okay, I'll go to jail, but I'm taking my children with me. So what they did is...
She was probably running booze up to Capone in Chicago, or some guy stopped in Illinois.
Well, they were carrying booze from Illinois.
Yeah, right.
And it's crossing
state lines.
State lines.
Yeah.
Now, the people who did not cross state lines, that made their own booze for their own purposes, those people did not, all they did was they put a lien on their house of $500.
Uh-huh.
And when the house was sold, they paid the government $500, and it was over.
Right.
They didn't have to go to jail.
Sure.
A lot of people don't understand. They're saying they went to jail. No. The only one that I know of was that one family that did go to jail.
Yeah.
And only because they committed a federal offense.
Yep.
And
prohibition.
That
carrying contraband, if you will, across state lines. So interesting.
But the ash pit.
Yeah.
The ash pit deals
right.
to burn rubber tires in your ash pit in order to get rid of the smell.
Yeah, to disguise the smell.
You know, when they built the Highway 44.
Sure.
They had a big caterpillar there tearing these houses down, and I kind of stopped the guy because my office was only half a block away.
Right.
And
you were the back side of the building is 44, basically.
Yeah. I said, you better be careful there. Yeah. And he says, why is that? I says, many of these have sub-basements underneath the regular basement.
You might go down.
Yeah. And so he said, oh, no, Maury, I'll get out of here. And I look at this big truck. Well, all of a sudden, he hits the bottom basement.
Hit one of them.
And he can't get out.
Oh, boy.
They had to get a crane.
Pull him out of there.
Pull him out of there. But they when they needed something, those people did it. They didn't ask for a free ride or something. They just did it. They just
made it happen.
Yeah. And the only reason that highway came through, there was at least 4 different areas that they could go through. St. Louis Hills, no. The people in St. Louis Hills objected strongly. Right. So they took that off. They could go down the railroad tracks, down Macklin Avenue and I forgot the name of the street there. Yeah. But right off of Macklin Avenue. Right. They could go down the railroad tracks. No, the railroad people objected to that. The only reason they went through and took about 1/4 of the hill for the highway, for the highway was that no one objected until it was over with. Then some of the political people realized that they're taking 1/4 of the hill, and means 1/4 of the voters. Right. And that was important at that time.
Sure it was. You better believe it.
Yeah, it was
the voting
very
block.
Important.
Sure.
Then there was another Another big case where we're sitting right now in Sala Cafe.
Sala's Restaurant. Here we are.
Sala Cafe was the first case in United States that they gave eminent domain. They took the property. Sala Cafe, where I'm sitting right now and you're sitting here, was on the street of Kings Highway. No parking at all.
That's right.
Then
Years ago, Kings Highway, to my folks at home, the Kings Highway bridge is just right out that window. Kings Highway just ran right across
That's
the
right.
ground.
There was no parking.
Right.
Now, they built that viaduct
Yep.
that goes over about Shaw Avenue, which there was a filling station there at one time. DiMartino had a filling station. And that was before Sam Chinichi had his filling station.
That's right. Just about a block or two the other way, across from what it's Adriana's today, and Guido's to the east.
That's right. And if you Sam had a good deal. If you filled your tank with gas, he would get, for $1, he'd wash your car. I mean,
what a deal! A bonus.
Yeah, that was a bonus.
Yeah. So anyway, go back to the suit about with the bridge and everything.
The suit on the bridge. What happened with that was that they filed a suit. Sala people, they filed a suit that they took the airspace, and you could not see this restaurant, Sala's Cafe, which was really a good money-making restaurant.
Oh, yeah, it was very popular back in the day.
Very, very popular.
Yes.
And what they did, that was the first case. Then it happened that they built this viaduct, and all of a sudden, they got all the parking they need. 50, 60 cars could park underneath.
It was the first case where eminent domain took air,
That's
correct?
Right. Took airspace.
Took airspace.
In the United States.
In the United States.
It was the first
right
case
out here,
in the U.S.
Right along the building right here.
So what they did is they bought the restaurant back. They had all the parking they wanted.
Underneath the viaduct.
Underneath the viaduct.
Yeah, they didn't even think about that.
No. Nobody thought about it.
That's amazing.
And the city sold the property back on that they had taken on eminent domain, and that was a boon to the Sala people.
Sure it was.
And they had a great restaurant.
Yeah, they did for many years.
Yeah.
Speaking of Sala's Cafe, there were can you remember some of the earliest restaurants on the hill? There weren't many. Sala's was one. Maybe a handful of other ones.
Midge Bear's nephew had a bar and a little food place.
Okay.
Paul Barra.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, Paul Barra. And he then became an assessor.
Sure.
In the city of St. Louis.
I remember. Yeah.
He became the assessor, and his son became an assistant to the mayor as Johnny Barra.
Okay.
And John also was an insurance agent.
Okay.
On the Hill area.
Sure, I remember him.
And
it's on Oakland Avenue.
Yes, on Oakland Avenue.
Yeah, not far from the old arena.
Right. But it was really amazing how these people did these things.
Yeah.
That amazes me. I when I think about it, I get a headache. I say, how's a 15-year-old kid start a business? Today, 15 all a 15-year-old girl, a boy wants to do today is chase girls and play ball.
Yeah,
right.
Not even that anymore. I think they're just playing video games.
Yeah.
But just name some of the earlier restaurants, because I know there weren't a lot at that time.
Ozzy's was a pretty old restaurant. They had a promotion on a sale of beer, which I forgot what they called it.
Yeah. Draft beer.
Yeah, they draft beer, but they had a promotion that they had the biggest beer in town. Uh,
right,
yeah.
Regazzi's.
Ozzy's, yeah.
The fishbowl.
Yeah, the fishbowl. That's
Now, what
it.
about now? Was Ruggeri's? Were they around at that time?
Ruggeri's was around that time. In fact, Mr. Ruggeri and my Uncle Frank, who was in heroin that we talked about,
Sure.
they were musicians.
Okay.
They would love to go out at night and play music.
Yeah.
My dad, I can remember him saying, my brother, who I gave this shoe store to, and hardware store that I gave it to him, he says he buys a refrigerator for $60 and sells it for $50. He said he's not a businessman.
No, he's not.
My dad was a businessman, Joseph.
Yeah.
And so he would criticize his brother that he wasn't making any money.
Poke fun at him a little bit.
But then his daughter, Frances, who survived the TB, and the mom, they did pretty well until things like Central Hardware came in across the street on Kings Highway.
Yeah.
They came in and they took over because they had big money and they had good service and they had for the people.
Then of course there was Haneke Hardware.
Haneke Hardware was another one that did very well.
Yeah.
Most of these places were family operated.
Everything was.
Yeah, it was family operated. There was a company called Wendell Wilkie, and my dad used to take me down there, and I would love to see these miniature trains. And
right.
And I always wanted to have him buy me a big miniature train.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there were some miniatures, but there were some that
There
were
were some
bigger.
pretty big ones too.
And
yeah.
my dad says, I can't buy that. I can't sell it.
Yeah.
So I never got one. But
Can't sell it when you're done with it.
Yeah.
When you're done playing with it.
Yeah. I says, I'll never buy it.
That's something else.
And there was one of the better downtown. There was one of the better places to make cannolis. All the Italian treats.
Oh, yeah.
All the Italian treats.
You're right.
They made all of those. They're somewhere in northern St. Louis now.
Roche-Leone.
Roche-Leone, that's it. You got it.
That's right.
My
World
dad-
famous for
yeah.
their cannoli.
Oh, they're good.
They are.
For everything.
Yeah, they are.
But they're on a wholesale basis now.
Yeah.
Where
I believe they're in St. Charles now.
Yeah, they're somewhere there in Northwest.
They're still going. Mr. Riggio, hold that thought. We'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you.
Kuna Food Service, providing quality food to people across the Midwest, is part of our rich history at Kuna because food brings people together. We specialize in having a large variety of food products and food supplies, catering to an array of businesses that turn to us. Kuna Food Service, a family-owned tradition since 1918. Lordo's Diamonds, your family's jeweler for life. Family-owned and operated for over 70 years, specializing in engagement rings, fashion jewelry, gemstones, and in-house jewelry repair. Relaxed, friendly atmosphere, competitive pricing, and a selection second to none. Conveniently located just west of the Galleria on Clayton Road. Lordo's Diamonds, your family's jeweler for life. LordosDiamonds.com. Joe Fresta for Fresta Limoncello. My handcrafted small batch citrus liqueur is perfect for sipping or pouring in a cocktail. All natural, gluten-free, Fresta Limoncello is sold at Schnucks, Dierberg's, Straub's, Total Wine, and local restaurants. Fresta Limoncello. Keep sipping, my friends.
Welcome back to the Supper Club. I'm Joe Fresta, brought to you by Kuna Food Service. Again, I'm here with Mr. Nick Riggio, and we're going to get right back into the restaurant section of what we were talking about. And at the time, there weren't a whole lot of restaurants on the hill, but there were a lot of them in the Sicilian section downtown.
Yes, that's
near
true.
St. Joseph's Shrine.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about those restaurants, how good they were, and who owned them.
On the hill, basically, there were bars.
Okay.
And there
Taverns.
And taverns, and there were a couple dance halls and stuff like this. And the only real restaurant, in a sense, was Big Club Hall, because
sure.
they had weddings there, and
Yeah.
they served raviolis, they served mazziccioli,
Yeah.
they served everything. It was terrific.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah.
when you get to a straight restaurant, there was downtown, because they used tomato paste, was one of the reasons. The northern Italians didn't use tomato paste as much as the Sicilian type.
Sure.
And that's who settled in downtown St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had Tony's restaurant there that his father ran, with checkered tables,
Yeah.
with checkered type of covers on
I
the
had
tables.
Tony on the show, an alumni of the Supper Club, but go ahead.
And Tony's there. Then when the dad passed, Vince Bomarito and Tony Bomarito then moved their restaurant a little bit on the southern side.
They went north, south.
And that was a 5-star restaurant.
Yes, it was. For a long, long time.
Yeah. There was a guy that worked for him, was Lou Tucci. I went to high school
Lou
with
Tucci.
Louis Tucci.
No relation to
No
Kim
relation
Tucci,
to Kim
who was a
Tucci.
maitre d' there for
He was a
time.
maitre d'. He could remember 5 years some guy who went in this place and said, and I used to call him and tell him I'm coming down.
Yeah.
That's the first restaurant I saw how they pulled the tips, because they had 3 stories, and the pulling of the tips, the guys who were upstairs on the 3rd story did not make as much money as the people on the 1st floor.
Mm-hmm.
So they pulled the tips to make it even.
Right.
And then they wrote nothing down. It was amazing. They wrote nothing down. They would go inside the restaurant, get on the microphone, and put the order in, and it would come out right
To the
all
kitchen.
the time.
Yeah.
Tony would be sitting in the doorway, and he would check every dish that came out of that place. Other restaurants was Al Baroni.
Sure.
Al Baroni's place was something else. No menu, no nothing.
No
but
prices.
No prices.
Al Steakhouse.
Al Steakhouse. But they would bring to you the raviolis first, mustaccioli, raviolis any way you wanted them.
Uh-huh.
They would bring them to you, eat as much as you wanted.
Oh, boy.
You wanted more, you can get more. And then they bring you a big porterhouse
Wow.
steak.
Yeah.
And it was a certain price for the whole deal. As I mentioned previously, my wife used to bowl with his wife, so I had an in order to get a reservation.
Yeah, right.
And it was right by the railroad tracks up there on I think it was 3rd and Biddle.
Biddle, yeah.
Was the streets. It was not a nice neighborhood, but it was good food.
Yeah. Beautiful place, too. Old school.
Yeah, then they split up, where Tony started a French type of restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't read the menu in French,
Yeah.
but it was great food.
Sure.
And Vince kept his own place until he passed away.
Right.
I think his kids may be running it.
Yep. Yep. There's a little bit of a transition.
And there were
downtown.
other restaurants down there. There were sandwich shops.
Did you ever go to Anthony's? Their other
Yeah,
restaurant, Anthony's?
that was Anthony's.
That was my mother's favorite restaurant, Anthony's.
That was good.
Yeah.
There are other restaurants. Their grocery stores were sort of restaurants.
Uh-huh.
On the hill, Merle's restaurant,
Okay.
which is now the ex-alderman's place.
Oh, Milo's?
Milo's.
Really?
All right. Now, Milo's there, the son, Joseph J., and he and I became very close friends.
So it was called Merlot's before it was the
yes.
Wilmar.
I could tell you a little story about that.
Okay.
And what he had over there was he was a very, very religious person.
Mm-hmm.
When they played the Angelus, he'd close the whole place down. He'd get on his hands and knees. And when he got on his hands and knees, he would say the Angelus, and everybody got nothing. So, but Joey, his son, and I became very close friends. And what we did is that we would go to Amaghetti's.
Sure.
And we would get a big loaf of bread, a long one,
Yeah.
slice it in half, go to Pelly's grocery store and say, give us salami and fill it up with salami and fill it up with tomatoes and other stuff. So then we would go to Merle's, his dad's place,
Sure.
and ask for an orange soda.
Now, where was Pepe's at? Where on the hill was that grocery store? Where you went and got the...
Pepe was down on Marconi.
Really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
Between Milo's and the church, and the top of it where there's another restaurant now.
Okay.
But what Merle, we would get what Joey Merle. Like I say, we would go in the back of the room. He wouldn't let us sit where the bar is.
Oh no.
He would.
You were too young?
Yeah, we were too young, and he would give us there, and we would eat this big horrendous sandwich.
So this was like the first progressive lunch, right? You go to one place, you go to Amaghetti's for the bread, go to the grocery store for the meats and the cheeses and the tomatoes, then you go to Merlot's and sit down and eat it.
That's right.
That's great.
Well, we made it suitable.
Yeah, you made an event out of it.
Yeah, we made it suitable. It was fun. It was fun. That's the first. I told Joey, I says, I never smoked in my life, cigarette. I never smoked a cigarette.
Good for you.
In my life. But they used to have these cigar trees. I don't know.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
I said, Joey, why don't we try to smoke one of them cigar trees? one of those cigars.
Oh, yeah. Lady cigars, they call them.
We drank, I smoked a half of one, and I got deathly ill.
You got so sick.
I did. I never.
I don't think you're actually supposed to smoke those things.
No, but we did.
But you gave it a go. You tried.
We did.
Yeah, wow.
You know what was really a lot of fun was that all over the hill there were different kids that you played ball with. That you did this with.
The sports were phenomenal.
Well, the Joe Casino.
Yeah, everybody knows about Yogi Berra and Joe Garagiola.
Well, I could tell you some.
There's others.
Some other players.
Sure.
All right, but Joe Casino, who was connected with the Southside YMCA.
Okay.
He started all these clubs, and we had clubs. Our club that I joined, the first one I joined was the one on Shaw Avenue. And I can't think of the name of it because I went then to the Fawns AC. There were the Wildcats. That was a lot of good soccer players from the Wildcats.
Okay.
Charlie Colombo, Frankie Wallace, a lot of them.
Frank Borghi?
Frankie Borghi. Then there was the Crusaders. Then there was other teams. And it seemed like they wanted to keep the Northern Italian players on that team. I was a little disappointed, so that I couldn't play or couldn't try out. So I went to Quincy and played football.
Oh, really?
Quincy, Illinois. I played college football.
Okay.
I made the team as a freshman.
It's interesting because Quincy became a very good soccer
Yes,
school.
yes.
But go ahead.
But they didn't have soccer when I
Not
was
back
there.
then, right?
And they had baseball and all that. And I told them, I said, yeah. I told Mac Vanskunis, who was a All-American in Illinois, was our coach. And I scored a touchdown. I didn't know what to say. He came up to me during the homecoming game and told me, he says, Nick, what was that play that you did? And I says, they call it a touchdown, coach. I didn't know what play it was. We drew it up on the ground.
Okay.
The quarterback and I says, I'm going straight, turning left, hit
We
me.
used to do
I'm
that
open.
in Clifton Park when we played football.
Right.
Draw it in the dirt.
Now, you're talking about games. Sublet Park.
Sure.
Sublet Park was a women's, at one time, was a woman's, like, crazy house or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, well, not too far from
Right.
what we call the Nut House across the street, across Arsenal.
Right. Mrs. Sublet, she's the one that inherited that property
Okay.
at Sublet Park. And when she inherited that property, what she did was that she made it a place for women that had problems. Mm-hmm. And then that didn't go over too well
Okay.
for a reason, and they tore it down. Then they built another one twice for the same reason. Didn't go very well. So they just left it there as a park.
Right.
And it became a neighborhood park.
What happened to the structures? They just knocked them
They
down?
just knocked them down.
Okay, and they turned it all into a park.
Right.
Which is what Sublet Park is today.
Right. And we would play there on Saturday.
Was Macklin Field not around yet?
It was around, but it wasn't used that much.
Okay. Okay.
we-
Which is now Barra Park.
Yeah, we played on Saturday there, and it was a pickup game. In other words, if there was 15 guys on each team, it didn't matter. If there was 20 guys on each team, you would look and see. You would go there, you look and see who had the most people, and you joined the other club.
Okay.
So you played.
Uh-huh.
And I was afraid to play goal there because those guys would kill me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were that good.
They were rough. No,
Yeah,
they were
tough.
rough.
Yeah.
They were rough.
As a goalie.
A goaltender, yeah. There are
Yeah.
no rules. Absolutely
Yeah,
no rules.
right. No referees.
No referees, no rules, no nothing.
Elbows flying,
Oh,
getting spiked, everything.
everything. You got your evens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, it was, but everybody was there. And then it sort of graduated to Macklin Field.
Right.
Now, Macklin Field is now Barra
Park.
Yeah, and that was in honor of the
Midge Barra.
Midge Barra, who was the alderman.
A lot of people think it's named after Yogi, but it's not.
No, it's not after
Midge
Yogi.
Barra. Right.
Now, what we did there, we started at John and Rose's Tavern.
Sure. Where was that?
That was right there on Macklin and Daggett Avenue.
Oh, that was Rose's.
Rose's.
They used to have bocce courts back there.
Yes,
Okay.
that was the first bocce organization that had bocce
In fact,
tournaments.
the cover of the documentary about the hill is a photo of the men back there
Yeah.
on that bocce court behind Rose's.
Yeah, we had clubs started all over. I can't think of all the names, but there were at least 8 or 10
Yeah.
clubs, and Joe Casino was the one that started that, and it got us kids off the street,
Right.
and we played sports.
Right.
We played basketball. We had that, and
He's the one who kind of introduced basketball to the hill.
yes,
did he not?
did. Yes, he did.
Okay.
He introduced almost everything. Joe Casino was
Right.
a heck of a good influence. And then most of us joined the Southside YMCA and learned how to swim there.
Sure.
The way we learned how to swim is that you went on the diving board and you jumped off. And when you hit the bottom, they told you to come up.
Yeah. Is that what they call throwing you into the deep end of the pool?
That's it. That was the deep end of the
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah.
And I could swim to one side or the other, but I couldn't do
Couldn't
it
go
all.
a long way.
No, I didn't learn to swim too well.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
But-
well, you talk about basketball. Then St. Ambrose built a gymnasium, and they
Yeah.
had a basketball court there, and that's
Right,
when they started
right.
introducing the kids
To
to another
basketball.
sport other than
Right.
baseball or soccer. They could
Right.
now play basketball.
Well, most baseball was played at Sublet Park.
Okay,
Most
yeah.
of the baseball.
because they had like 3 fields, didn't they?
Yeah,
3 or 4 fields,
Well, they had a field down and they had one up.
upper field,
And they
lower
also
field.
played softball there.
Yes, they did.
They played a lot of softball, and I had I caught a fly ball once in center field, and I thought I could get the guy at home when he tagged up. I threw the ball and I went over the fence. I hit across the street. There was Pozo's wife's and his place where the 7 Steps are, which was a tavern at
You were out in the outfield.
Charlie Pozo. I hit that building across
You had
the
a
street.
hell of an arm.
I had a good arm, but I didn't know where the hell it was going.
Oh well, did you pitch too? you a
I
pitcher?
tried to pitch,
You
but
didn't know where the hell that was going
I
either.
didn't know where that was going. I tried. I wasn't very good at
What was
that.
your best sport? Soccer or baseball?
Soccer and baseball.
You were equally.
Yeah, I played in England 2 years
Yeah.
when I was in the Air Force.
What year was that?
It was 52, 53.
Was that the Olympics?
I made the Olympic team at that time in Wiesbaden, Germany. That's where the tryouts were.
Sure.
But I had to leave because my first son was being born within a couple days.
Mike.
My son, Nick.
Your son Nick.
Yeah, who's
Okay.
a lawyer.
Yeah.
He was born in a couple days.
So you had to go.
I couldn't leave my wife in England by
No.
herself. You didn't do things like that.
No, you couldn't do that.
And but you talk about baseball players. Naturally, we know about Yogi. We know about Joe Gradiola, who lived across the street there, but there were other baseball players.
Oh yeah.
Jimmy Pizzoni played with the Yankees. He played with Cleveland. Jimmy and I played together on a few teams, and he just could not hit a curveball. That's what he told me.
Trouble with the curve.
Curveball, he couldn't hit it.
Trouble with the
But
curve.
the first time he batted was with the St. Louis Browns, and he hit a home run on the first time
With the St. Louis
with
Browns.
the St. Louis Browns. And then he got traded off because he could run, he could throw. He just couldn't hit the curveball.
You see, everyone always hears about Yogi and Joe,
Yeah.
but there were so many other guys
I'd
that
tell you
played.
let me tell
Dominic
you
Italiano played with the
about
Browns a little bit.
Yeah, Dominic
Another
Italiano.
good ball player.
And he was a coach in the minor leagues also.
And he was a manager.
Manager, yes. Then you had Phil Alota.
Yeah. Oh,
Now, Popeye, that's what they called him, his nickname, because he was kind of muscular. Phil, they couldn't understand why he was not in the big leagues. Phil Alota could run, he could throw, he can hit. He hit 56 home runs in the minor leagues.
really?
56. Now, anybody hits
Back then,
I don't care where he's playing.
those are Babe Ruth numbers.
Yeah, he hit 56 home runs.
Right.
And that was in Colorado, which
Well, the air's a little thinner, but
the air's thinner, and the trouble with Phil was he wanted to do it his way. If you tried to teach him to change your batting stance,
Yeah.
He said no.
He didn't want to listen to anybody.
He would jump the club and come home.
That's a good way to end your career is not be coachable.
Well, he was not coachable, but
Yeah.
he had the ability though.
Yeah, it's
He
a
really
shame.
did. They couldn't understand when he went on different junkets with Musial, Shandy's, all these other players, because they weren't making that much money in those days. They would go in a winter team. They would go south and play for a few
Winter ball.
dollars.
Yeah.
Winter ball, and when they couldn't understand why Phil was not in the big leagues, because
Right.
he had more talent than
He was so good.
and then you got, like you said, you had Dominic Italiano play minor league ball. There was another guy named Duke Finnecaro, and he played minor league ball. Jimmy Pizzoni, I mentioned before, played big league ball, major league. We had a lot of good ball players.
Yeah.
We had a lot of good athletes.
Football players too. There are a few football players.
Football players, yeah.
Came out of here too.
Ben Pucci.
Okay,
Ben
I've heard of
Pucci
him.
was the first Italian guy from the Hill that played with the major.
Didn't he play for the Browns?
Football. I don't know
Cleveland
what
Browns
team.
or
I'm
something?
not sure what team he played for,
Okay.
but he never got much credit for what he did. But he was a big time football player.
Yeah. But there's just a lot of athletes that came out of here
Yes.
and deserve a little recognition. And of course, you're doing that for them. There was also a young lady from the Hill who started synchronized swimming. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Can't think of her name, but she was responsible for starting synchronized swimming.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Well, the only real athlete girl that I can remember was Madeline Barney.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she was one of them
Right.
or not.
Now, when you were growing up, were you more associated with St. Ambrose or St. Aloysius? Because they were both built.
I was way
1920.
past. St. Aloysius was the first church,
Right.
and then they built St. Ambrose, a wooden church, burned down.
Burned down.
Then they built another one that either fell apart or burned down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had two churches built, St. Ambrose. Then finally they built this nice church that they have now that is completely packed.
Modeled after the Basilica back in Italy.
Right.
Yeah.
It's St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose in
St.
Italy.
Ambrose in Milan.
Milan,
where
right.
they're playing now.
Yeah.
Cortina. That is the major church in Milan.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful church.
Yeah.
Right next to that church in Milan is what they call the Galleria.
Sure, I've been there.
The Galleria there is the longest, how would you say it? Mall in the world.
Well, Milan is the fashion capital of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, I loved Rome. To go to Rome.
Oh, sure.
I really loved.
Yeah, I liked Rome.
I went over there. My mother used to love to go to Italy, and I would take her over there and come back. And I always stop in different countries just to see what those countries are, like Poland.
Yeah.
I stopped there. I stopped in Norway. I stopped anywhere.
Yeah.
In those days, you can sort of maneuver your tickets, so you could stop at different places,
Sure,
and see the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I saw quite a bit. I was lucky, that I did, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I really did. I couldn't understand their languages, but but I tell you what, when I saw a good pizza or something in a window, I went in there and ate it.
Yeah, you can't beat the food over there. It's unbelievable. Yeah, I remember going down the Autostrada and had to get gas. I went into this little it was a gas station. And I'm telling you what, their panini
Oh, yeah.
Their panini in there
Yeah,
was, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was like something out of a gourmet restaurant. It was crazy.
Well, I would tell you that anything you ate in any of those places.
Oh yeah, it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah, it didn't
Fabulous.
matter. Yeah, they where the Spanish staircases are, in Rome,
Spanish Steps.
and the steps, you go right down that street, and there's a
Trevi Fountain.
Trevi Fountain, and there's also a large department store.
Yeah,
So if
there's,
you
there's
were-
like a
yeah.
strip area there.
Yeah,
a lot of shopping.
Right. You learn after a while that if you want to buy something, buy a place that's got fixed prices, and that is the department stores only.
Right.
You want to buy a shirt with Messi's name on it or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Buy it there, because when you go into a place to buy something, that it's a negotiation.
Yeah.
In other words, you want to buy a watch, and the guy says $120, and you say, "Oh no, that's too much," and you start walking out, but he grabs you. He grabs you before you could walk out, and say, "Okay,
Yeah.
I'll make it $100."
Yeah.
And then you say, "Oh, that's too much," and you walk out. It's about a five time.
I bought a car that way. Started
you buy
walking
one?
out, and all of a sudden the price went down.
Well, it's negotiation.
That's right. And so
But
anyway,
I enjoyed myself in Italy, especially going back the first time I went. I could tell you stories on that. I went coach. This is the first plane that went to Italy directly from New York.
okay.
And
TWA.
Yeah, was TWA.
Yep.
And I went over there, and I was in coach, and all of a sudden this one guy comes up and says, "Is Nick Riggio here?" And I said, "Yeah," I raised my hand. He said, "Come up here in first class." I said, "Oh, that's great."
Okay.
So I go in first class. I sit there. They're playing cards. They're doing everything in first.
Yeah.
They had everything.
Got a lot of room to move.
Yeah, they had a lot of room, and
relax.
they had drinks. They had drinks and everything.
China.
Yeah, they had
Yeah,
they had
everything.
everything there.
Yeah.
So next day I get into Milan, and I wanted to see a little bit.
Yeah.
All the Colosseum.
Yeah.
In Rome, I saw that, and I was just shocked how beautiful those places
Yeah.
are,
And how long they've survived.
and how long they survived, and how
amazing.
they were built.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was
And
shocked.
how they utilize these places.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah. Well, it's hard in Rome, the Colosseum. You see it from the outside, it's easy. But you go inside, the floor is all gone.
Oh, it's gone.
So you can't really see
Dirt.
the way it was.
But you can tell like where they kept the animals.
Right.
Or the gladiators or the whatever the entertainment. They'd even fill it up with water
Oh, yeah.
and have
they used
boat
to have
fights. And
They used to have ships fighting
Yeah,
each other.
Ships.
They had the ships fighting each
Yeah.
other.
Anything
Oh,
to
yeah.
entertain the folks.
Well, getting back to Nick Nitti, who was a nephew of Frank Nitti.
Frank Nitti,
Frank Nitti.
Al Capone's enforcer.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I went to bed when I first got there. And then I get a phone call in the morning, and he says, "Are you having breakfast?" And I says, "Who is this?" It was Nick Nitti.
Nick Nitti,
And-
Frank Nitti's brother.
Right.
No kidding.
Yeah. And it was him. And I said, "Come on down for breakfast."
I'm not sure I'd want to go to breakfast with that guy, but go ahead.
Well, him and Phil Cartapassi
Okay.
and Nick and another guy that was in the travel business, they meet me for breakfast. He said, "What are you going to do now?" I said, "Let's just walk around. I want to walk
Yeah.
around and see Rome a little bit."
I want to see things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's right in the middle of everything.
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, well, we'll go with you." Well, I find out later that these people, Nick was commissioned by my mother to be my bodyguard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Boy, she knew.
My mother
She knew
told
some bodyguards in high places. You got the best.
My mother told the Di Giovanni people.
How old were you, and what year was this?
I was right out of law school.
Oh, okay.
I was right out of law school. It was in about 59,
And
60.
your mother hired Nick Nitti
Well,
to be your kind
there
of
was no
chaperone
hiring
over there.
There was no hiring. There was a go watch him and make sure he's okay. You know?
Did your mother know Frank Nitti too?
No, I don't believe so. But she knew the Giovanni family, which was ahead of. You see, that organization. If you weren't born in Sicily,
Right.
you could not be a capo.
No, you couldn't. No,
You
couldn't
couldn't
even
be
be involved.
Yeah,
really.
You couldn't be a capo. So all the big names that you hear, they were not born in Italy.
No, they were in Sicily.
They were born in Sicily.
That's right.
The big names, but it was an experience. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I'll bet you did. Yeah.
One time we went. Nick Nitti said, "You want to take a ride to Naples on a train?"
On a train.
It was easier.
That's how you did things there.
Yeah, it was easier.
You still do it that way today.
I said, okay. So we get on the train. We get over to around the Naples area, and a guy picks us up with a Mercedes that had, I think, 6 doors on it.
It's a limousine.
A limo. He picks us up. You touch something with your knee, and the window opens and closes. I mean, I never was in a car like that.
Yeah, right.
So we get to this guy's house. He introduces me, but does not introduce who it was. I think I know who it was. And I look outside, and he's got 10, 15 people
Bodyguards
that have a pitchfork or a rake in their hands, but doing nothing. And they were around the building.
Yeah.
And
they're still lethal weapons.
I think it was Lucky Luciano's place.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm not sure, but
you didn't see him.
I saw him at dinner.
Oh, Lucky Luciano.
Yeah, I had dinner, but I didn't know what he looked like.
Oh, okay.
You know, I didn't know it was him.
I'll be darned.
I just feel it. So he gave him all the films that he had taken of the people in the United States, and left the films there, and he filled our suitcases up. He filled them up with provolone cheese and blankets.
They're going to say money.
Yeah, he exchanged money.
All right.
You know, I don't know how I fell into some of these things.
I tell you.
But I did.
Yeah.
It was fun, and Nick got a little bit drunk, I would say, on the way back on the train, and he threw his shirt and everything he had, basically, except an overcoat. He threw them out the window of the train.
Yeah, he had to be.
He was drunk.
A little too much vino.
Yeah, too much wine.
Okay.
And
so you made it back to Rome.
We made it back to Rome, and we go into Rome, and we go to the hotel. We walked. It was the station was real near.
Yeah.
To the restaurants, and we walked over there, and he walks over there. He's got no shoes on. He's got no socks on. He's got a overcoat on, and that's it.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I don't know.
Did he buy some new clothes or what?
I don't know what he did.
He'd just go back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Sleep it off.
Well, you know, there was I was lucky that I met, I was waiting for my mother to come in from Italy, from the United States. Mm-hmm. So I was at the station there, and there's a guy there that looks at me and says, "Are you American?" I said, "Yeah, I'm American." And I said, "You speak Italian?" I said, "Yes, I get along." And he said, "Well, you tell this guy that I'm not going to pay him what he wants for a cab. So I knew what the law was. It's listed on the cab from station to station how much it is. So I told the guy, I says, well, we'll have what they call a questura. That means you get a policeman and you tell him the facts, and he does a summary judgment for you. It's an easy way to get rid of small cases.
Right there on the spot.
Right on the spot.
Wow.
And he said, no. Yeah, okay. So he changed his mind. Well, this guy and I find out right then and there that he's Eddie Burns from Sunset Strip.
Okay.
Movie star.
Yeah, right.
He says, what are you doing tonight? I says, I don't know. I'm just going to a hotel tonight.
Yeah.
And he says, well, why don't you come with us? He says, Mike Nichols, Elaine May,
Oh boy.
the girl that played in those movies, Veronica.
Were they on location filming a movie at the time?
They
or
were
something?
playing the movies. They were
filming.
They were filming
In
at
Rome.
that time. Spaghetti westerns. They
Oh,
called
okay,
them.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
of
they
course.
were doing those, and then she was from England. I can't think of her name. It's an obvious name, but I can't think of it. But I talked to her because I was in England 2 years,
Yeah.
and she knew Northern England. I knew Southern England.
Sure.
Margate, Ramsgate, and those areas there. But she didn't know those areas. So we talked. She was a beautiful girl, movie star. We talked for a couple hours while we were eating. And I'll think of her name. But it was a lot of fun. And then the next day, Eddie Burns come up to me. We became friends.
Sure.
We, and he came up to me and said, "We're going to meet in across the river,
Right.
and there's a restaurant there. We're going to meet. You want to come with us?" I said, "Sure." So he came with us, and first guy he introduced me to is Guy Madison.
Okay.
I looked right over his head. He's only 5 foot tall.
Okay.
I thought I saw Guy Madison with Andy Devine that he was on a big horse and looked like he was 20 feet
10
tall.
feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah, and so he says, "Down here, Nick," and I'm looking right over his head. I said, "Oh, excuse me,"
Oh boy.
It's not what you see.
Yeah.
No,
it's different than what you see on the screen
Yeah.
or television or whatever. Things aren't
Those
quite.
people are terrific.
Oh, sure they
They're
are.
terrific.
Hey, they're people like everybody else, just living their lives.
That's the way our relationship was.
Right.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I never would have had a chance to meet those kind of people.
Oh no.
otherwise.
Had you not traveled,
Yeah,
you don't know who you're going to meet,
yeah. I traveled a lot.
especially in those days.
Yeah, I traveled a lot, and I really appreciate that I had the ability to be able to travel
Yeah.
a lot. I went to Italy every chance I got.
Oh, yeah.
Saw my relatives. I just didn't like shaving in that small town with ice water.
Yeah, that could. Yeah. That doesn't feel too good. That cold steel on your face,
Yeah.
especially early
Well,
in the morning.
In that small town, Palazzo Adriano that we're talking about.
Yes, where my dad's folks are from.
Right. Well, that's where they filmed
Paradiso.
Yeah. Right. They filmed it there. They had a fountain there. They called it the Fontana Grande, big fountain.
Uh-huh.
Well, it had different levels. The mules and the horses drink water at this level. The people take water at this higher level,
top.
at the top. And water was a problem in Italy.
Yeah,
Quite a bit.
I remember seeing one of those fountains in a piazza in Taormina, actually, in a piazza where there were two different levels.
Right.
And that must have been from the old days.
I bought in Taormina where you got married.
Yeah.
I bought my first religious cross.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in a window of Jesus Christ on the cross, and I said, I gotta have that. It was only a few dollars, and I bought that and brought it back.
Yeah.
And I
Nice
still
little
have it.
memento.
I still have
Yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah.
I still have it.
I want to get back to St. Louis. Do you remember a little restaurant place called Caps Bar and Grill, or Caps Bar? It was on the corner of
Macklin?
Shaw and Hereford there. It's where those little apartments are now. It would be catty corner to Chinichi's gas station.
I kind of remember that. I know where you're talking about.
Okay. And my where I'm going with this is, it's my understanding that they were serving toasted ravioli there back in the 1930s.
That's the old age question. Who was the first guy?
Yeah.
In my opinion, it was Angelo.
Okay.
And where
Charlie Gito's
Charlie
is now.
Gito's is now. That he did it by accident.
Yeah.
And that's my recollection.
Who really knows?
Angelo's gone now.
Yeah.
So he can't tell us.
You really don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You talk about the Hill. The biggest dance hall we had was Big Club Hall.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Big Club Hall.
Catty corner to your building.
Big Club Hall, catty corner to where my dad had the building. There was a bar there, and there was a barber there. Two brothers.
Oh, there was a barber shop in there.
Yes, right where it's white, you know.
Okay.
The white area.
Okay. Yeah, no, right
Yeah.
what you're talking about. The doorway there.
Right. There was a barber shop there.
Okay.
And there was a bar there, which is still there. The guy who bought it uses the upstairs for Photoshop.
Photography. Yeah.
Right. And downstairs they made offices.
Yep.
I believe. But I'll tell you the story about that building. That building was owned by shares of people. And those shareholders had to be Northern Italians.
Right.
Now,
I believe that.
then time passes, and a Northern Italian does the mortal sin and marries a Sicilian girl, which to the Northern Italians that was a mortal sin, or the opposite way.
Right.
It was also a mortal sin to marry a Northern Italian if you're Sicilian. But that's what happened when they're married.
Sooner or later.
Then the husband dies. The wife, who's Sicilian, owns a share from the husband. So they had to do something.
Uh-huh.
Well, what they did, they came up with doing a Hungry Five.
Okay.
They called it the Hungry Five. There were 5 guys. Yogi's brother, Buck, was one of them. Famous in Bar John. Everybody had nicknames. Buck, we knew him by Buck. I didn't know him by his name. Famous in Bar John, who worked for Famous in Bar. I didn't know what his name was, but I knew who Famous in Bar was.
Oh, yeah.
That name. Yeah. Everybody had nicknames.
Everybody had a nickname.
Everybody
What was your
had
nickname?
My nickname was No Gas.
No Gas.
Because my mom bought me a used car, and we would just take a ride.
Yeah.
4 or 5 guys, and I couldn't pay for the gas at that time.
Yeah.
And so we all pitched in. I said, I got no gas. And they all pitched in 20 cents or something. And for $1, we would get 5 gallons of Sites gas.
You had to fill her up with Ethel.
Yeah. But I had the only car at that time because I had to go to school and all this kind of stuff. But that was my nickname.
Yeah.
And, well, you know, I'll tell you the biggest thing on the Hill at that time was really soccer.
Soccer more than baseball.
More than baseball.
Yeah,
Even
I think
though,
so too.
Even though we had great baseball players like Yogi and Joe, the difference between, Yogi, they didn't know what to do with Yogi when he first came up.
Yeah.
Yogi was too sharp to be a first baseman. He's too slow to be an outfielder, but he could hit the hell out of the ball.
Yeah.
So you got to put him somewhere.
Right.
So Bill Dickey with the Yankees taught him for 2 years how to be a catcher.
Really? But I
Yes.
thought he caught in St. Louis too when he was a kid.
He caught a little bit. To be a big league catcher was different. And Bill Dickey, who was a great catcher with the Yankees, taught him
The proper way.
for 2 years, and he became very passable catcher. Didn't have a good arm, didn't have anything, but I'll tell you what, Yogi was pretty much a guy who knew where his roots were, and every time he came in town, he would bring like Frankie Crosetti, Phil Rizzuto,
Oh, right.
guys like that. He would bring them with him.
His Italian teammates.
Italian teammates.
He never brought Joe DiMaggio, though, did he?
No, we never saw Joe. I saw the pitcher for the Texas team at one time, and I looked out the window and told him, I said, you better have your Hummer, which in translation means a fastball.
Fastball.
You better have your Hummer tonight with the Cardinals.
Uh-huh.
But Yogi always brought these people to John and Rose's Tavern.
Sure.
That's because he was a member of the Fawns AC,
Right.
which I was a member of.
All the different clubs.
Right.
And they would come and go with different generations of kids.
Yes. Well, the Macklin Field, we started playing there. And guess what they called Macklin Field? They called it the Urine Bowl.
Okay.
What they would do, they would get these bowls
Yeah.
that people would spit in,
Oh, yeah, spittoons.
spittoons.
Yeah.
They would get those, and they would engrave them. They clean it all up. Then that year they said the old guys against the young guys. And the young guys never had a chance because the older guys were all in a major soccer league.
Yeah. And they were smarter
Well, and better.
and better.
And they weren't young. They weren't 17 or
Yeah.
18 years old. And they call it the Urine Bowl. And so they would engrave it. They engrave who won it every year.
Oh, really?
And
Like
that-
the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And that would sit on the bar of John and Rose's Tavern. You wanted to look at it, they would pull it down. I had more fun as a little kid.
That must have been what people, because when I used to sneak in there when I was, just a little underage, and people would all try to throw their change into that thing.
Could be.
They all try to. So I heard when they pulled that bar out, they found so much money back behind the back of the
misses,
bar.
Of the misses.
Tons of all the misses. All the misses.
I didn't know
But
that.
anyway, go ahead. They had the spittoon back there that they had turned into a trophy.
Yeah, they turned that into a trophy, and the young guys played the old guys. Like I said, the young guys didn't have a chance because all the old guys were professional players.
Right.
Pee Wee Wallace.
Oh,
and
yeah. Charlie
Colombo.
Colombo. Yeah.
And all those guys.
Now, is that how the Turkey Bowl came to be? Was the
Yeah,
Turkey
yeah.
Bowl born
They
out of
cleaned-
the
they
out of
cleaned
the
up the-
toilet bowl or the
they
urine
clean-
bowl, whatever you call it?
They cleaned it up.
Yeah,
from-
they did.
From the urine bowl.
They went from urine to turkey.
Turkey, yeah.
A little
Yeah.
more palatable.
Because they did it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so-
and they still do it today.
Yeah, they still. Gene Cookie always coaches Gene's 91 years old.
Yeah.
And he loves to coach.
I played
He's
soccer with his son, Mike.
Do you?
He was a great soccer player.
Yeah, Gene was a good player. I played with him with
Yeah.
St. Ambrose,
Okay, yeah.
and it was just a pleasure to be on the hill.
Yeah.
I lived on Kings Highway in Odell. The first place I lived was really upstairs from my dad's office
Right.
when I was a little kid. And did I tell you about why they shipped my dad shipped myself and my mother to Italy? Well,
I'm not going to venture to guess. I'm just going to let you
I don't know
tell
if
me.
I'll tell you. Well, it took me 92 years.
Why did he do that?
Well, it took me 92 years
To figure it out?
to figure it out. And I'm 95.
Yeah.
And it took me that long. And I figured it out when Tino DeFranco
Oh, sure.
sent me a history of his family. And in that history, he put in there that his brother Salvatore was kidnapped by a guy that had a grocery store across the street from my dad's office.
Okay.
And we all can figure out who that was. But he was held for ransom for $25,000.
Oh, okay.
And $25,000 in 1931, 32
That's a lot
was
of money.
a lot of bucks.
Well, there's a depression, too.
Yes. And so the Michelli found out about it and informed the person who
Kidnapped.
that young kid and told him that you're going to have a problem if you don't bring him back
Yeah.
unharmed. Your wife's going to have a problem, and your 5 kids are going to have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And naturally, the kid came back.
The kid
Unharmed.
resurfaced.
He resurfaced unharmed. And my dad saw that happening,
Yeah.
and he thought, well, I'm going to send him back to a small town in Palazzo Adriano,
Adriano. Yep.
and he's going to be safe there with my wife.
For a little while.
Because I couldn't figure out. My wife never argued. My mother never argued with my dad. Never.
Right.
Yeah, they were
He
compatible.
just wanted everything to
right. He
smooth
did-
over a little bit.
Right.
And then-
So brought him back. I came back at 4 years old.
Okay.
Went to Wade Public School.
Wade Public School.
Yes, I went to Wade for 7 years for public school. Wade on Beneventer there.
Oh, wow.
Festus J.
Oh, sure.
Wade.
Still there.
Festus J. Wade, still there. Yeah, I went to school there, and that's where I met my wife, Etta. And she didn't like me then
Okay.
at all.
Why'd you pull her hair?
I don't know. No, I didn't pull her hair.
Did you sit behind her in class?
No. She just didn't like me.
Let me ask you something. Did a lot of Italians go to Wade School like they did at Shaw
Yeah.
School?
Joe Barra.
Really?
Went to Wade, Bershine.
See, nobody talks about that.
Yeah, Wade School. There were a lot of them.
I'll be
They
darned.
couldn't afford the
No,
St. Ambrose.
St. Ambrose, right?
Yeah.
But mostly you hear though they went to Shaw School, right?
Yes.
You don't hear much about Wade School.
That's right.
But a lot of Italians went to Wade School
My
too.
cousin, Dr. Riggio, went to Shaw School with Yogi and Joe. They went to Shaw School, and I was 2 years. Leo Donati, who worked for the public grade school system, he got me over to be a coach at Shaw School.
Uh-huh.
And we won the whole city championship, the Italian boys.
Wow.
I didn't have any seniors, and what I did, they kept breaking windows. So what I did, I told Chico Perino and the other guys that were playing soccer,
Okay.
I said, let me tell you something. I'll give you a bat, ball, every time you need one, and a soccer ball. But once you break a window, it stops.
Uh-huh.
So no more broken windows.
Yeah.
And these kids were a little bit over age, a year or two, on the playgrounds.
Sure.
So Louis Kitloffs came by one day. He was ahead of with Leo Donati, who Leo was pretty far up too in the system. And he said, "Those guys are over age. Tell them to get off the playground." And I told him, I says, "Mr. Kitloffs, you tell them to get off the playground."
Yeah, especially Chico.
I didn't want to get beat
You don't
up.
want to tell Chico anything.
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up. And
Oh, man.
you know, their sister was the toughest woman I've ever seen.
Oh, really? So
Oh.
she was even tough.
She was tough. She would play knucks with the ball, with the boys. They play a game, and if you lose, you rub the cards on your knuckles.
Oh, boy.
They call that knucks.
Yeah.
And it scratches, you
It
know.
scratch, it cuts you.
It
Oh,
cuts you.
yeah, it does.
And she would take it. She was tough, boy. Clara was her name.
Clara
I don't know if she's still around or not.
Perino.
But she was tough.
Wow.
Nino wanted to be a fighter, the brother.
Yeah.
So Nino goes up.
He sparred with Joe Louis, didn't he?
No, I don't think so.
I thought I had heard that.
Maybe so.
Yeah, he was a sparring
But what he
partner.
did, he went up to Adirondacks, where they had these camps, where Lou Ferrata got him
Oh, yeah,
up
Louis.
there. Louis was a heck of a boxer.
Uh-huh.
He was better than any other middleweight at that time. Any middleweight, the champion. Well, they just couldn't keep him in camp. He wanted to go out with girls all the time. He jumped the camp, everything. But he could have been a champion, really.
Yeah.
So Nino goes up there, and they say, "Oh, Nino, okay, you're going to be your first fight. There's 6 guys here. You pick out who you want to fight." So he looks at these guys, and he so happens to pick out a guy that has no marks on his face, no marks on his body, and he says, "I'll fight him. He's a rookie." You know.
Yeah.
Well,
He didn't have marks, he never got hit.
it turns out that he had no marks because he was a damn good fighter.
Yeah, he was good.
And he beat the
And
heck
he could
out
move.
of him. He beat the heck out of Nino. And so Nino said, "That's it. Goodbye.
I'm done.
I'm done."
Pretty boy beat my brains out.
He says, "You should have." They told him. Nino tells the story. He says you should have selected what they call a catcher, a guy that catches all the bad
A lot
hits.
of punches. Yeah. Catches a lot of punches with his face.
Yeah, you should.
Oh, boy. Well,
Those were good days.
yeah.
People helped each other.
Yeah.
The Mugavera, the old man, came in my office when I was a little kid, and he told me, he says, I got a angel with a pitchfork, or a devil with a pitchfork on this shoulder. I got one on this shoulder here. He says, but I got rid of them.
Yeah.
I said, "Mr. Mugavera, how did you do that?" "Well, I went to church twice a day, every day, and the one went away.
Sure.
Then I figured, well, I got to get rid of this one with a pitchfork, a devil, on my shoulder." So I said, "Well, what did you do?" He says, "I went to every mass every day." He went to 3-4 masses every day. And says,
Okay.
and this one finally went away.
That did the trick, huh?
Did the trick.
Oh, good for him.
Uh,
We don't want anybody walking around with devils on their shoulders, especially 2 of them.
Yeah.
With pitchforks, mind
with
you.
pitchforks.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show.
Well, thank you for
And,
asking.
just some great stories, and you really should write a book. You need to put all this down on paper.
I'm
have
fortunate. I'm fortunate that I do have a fairly decent memory
Yeah.
to remember all these people and kids.
Yeah.
The big deal when we played soccer was to go to the Columbia show, get the Globe Democrat paper, and see if anybody, Charlie Flashbart or Dent Thanksgiving or Kehoe. Let me tell you a short story,
Okay.
if you don't mind.
Go right ahead.
Okay. When I was in law school, they were talking about my cousin, who was a lawyer in Canzaneri, and that he had done some stuff probably that wasn't right. I don't know exactly, but what he did was that he went to a federal court, and the judge granted him and allowed him to plead what they call a nolle contendere, which means no contest.
No contest.
All right. He pleads that, and the judge lets him go. So I'm in law school class, and it says, we don't know why this was allowed to plead a nolle contendere in a criminal case. It's never happened before in the U.S. And I says, raise my hand. I says, I know. He said, what do you know? I'm a first-year student in law school. What do you know?
Yeah.
I says, well, if you take a judge to work every day for 10 years and pick him up and take him home for 10 years, he who lives across the street from you,
Yeah.
I think you're going to get some
You're
favors.
you're going to learn a few things about the law profession.
Yeah, and I don't know if they ever believed me, but that was the story.
Oh, that's great. Well, we learn from our experiences, and that's one right there.
Well,
And you've had a lot of them, so I want to thank you.
I'm lucky I can remember some of them.
Thanks for coming on the show and sharing.
Anytime.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
might have to have you on again for a part 2.
Part 2.
Mr. Nick Riggio, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on the Supper Club.
The Supper Club brought to you by Kuna Food Service, a family-owned tradition since 1918. The Pasta House Company Restaurants. Lordo's Diamonds, your family jeweler for life. Barquette Realty, nationwide real estate investor. Schicker Auto Group. Mention Supper Club for special sales and service discounts at shopschicker.com.
And Fresta Limoncello. Keep sipping, my friends.